Hey everybody, welcome back to Intercepted. Listen, this is our second episode of this season. I appreciate everybody's support. I got another special guest with me today. One of the other stars of the game on Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders, my guy Tyrique Stevenson.
How you doing?
Appreciate you coming on the show.
Appreciate you having me.
You've been intercepted. So let's talk about the game on Sunday, bro. So obviously, huge win, blocked field goal, Blackwell. You had a great game, bro. Should have had 2 books, just like myself.
Should have had him.
Definitely should have had 2 books, but talk about that, how you felt about the game. Because honestly, I told somebody the game for the Cowboys, obviously you balled out against the Cowboys, right? I remember you came to me pregame, you was like, KB, I'm feeling it, bro. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling like him right now. So, bro, you've been in the zone these past 2 weeks, bro. You've been playing like CB1, bro. How you been feeling? Tell me how you felt about the game on Sunday.
The game on Sunday, I honestly was like, in all honesty, I was acting off your energy. You feel me? Not being just the fact that when you booked the first one, it was like, okay, he's throwing what we practice on, and I just had to, lock in on the plays that was coming in, and then you got the second one. I couldn't go out like that. I couldn't go out.
But you got the fumble recovery before that, though. You got the fumble recovery before that.
That wasn't me.
I give
it was a defensive thing. We all celebrated with the celebration in the end zone. Right. But no. I definitely was feeding off your energy, and I remember coming back to the sideline. I was saying like the next overout I get, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what led up to that interception. But definitely feeding off this energy that this team is definitely giving. Like you said, it started last week in Dallas. I feel like we all locked in and looked at each other like we could be the best thing in the world.
That's
like
real.
The second day we preach it every day, and I think starting last week, I think the guys, us as a group in the DB just starting to believe it.
Yeah, that's real.
Just feeding off it, and definitely want to be one of the top leading cornerbacks in the league, but also in the DB room. So
no, I mean you're a ball hawk, bro. Obviously, we're gonna talk about more about your career, obviously in high school, college, but also with the Bears. But you've been ball hawking since you've been in the league, and like you said, our DB group, we can be special, bro. Obviously, Jalen's been out with the injury, but we should be getting Kyler back coming out this bye week, so we're gonna be super excited about that. Now, listen, back-to-back weeks, 4 takeaways for this defense, bro. We've been hooping, and I'm thinking about even my interceptions. In practice, you have certain calls in that week where you feel like, okay, this is either like a blitz or like a certain coverage. You're like, bro, these are going to be my coverage to make a play. And, you go to practice and, the coaches try to, they draw up the scripts of certain looks that they want to get. And we got those exact looks in the game. And I remember my first book, no BS. When I lined up and I seen this look, I saw this book city. If this guy run this dig, I am gone. And I took off and booked it. And like you said, you popped off the second half with an interception. I don't know if people can see this or understood what happened, but this guy caught a diving book, popped up off the ground and ran the other way. It was so funny. I'm like, Reek, where you going? I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But he said he hit the ground so hard he lost his breath. He lost kind of like his equilibrium. He thought he was going the right way, spent around.
It was bad.
He had to get his breath back, but it was super funny.
It was probably one of my best interceptions I ever had.
No, it was I had the perfect vision because I was in the post, so I'm watching it happen. It was crazy.
It was probably one of the best I had. But once I grabbed it and hit the ground, honestly, I was just banking on hitting the ground. like hold the ball to your chest, hit the ground, get up, celebrate. But I think the football player in me is what made me pop up.
Right.
And I think, and mind you, all this is happening in maybe 1.5 seconds.
It happens fast.
So as I'm pop up, I look and I see KB, I see Nick, and I see Shawnee, and I see y'all coming towards me. So obviously I'm going the wrong way. So when I turned, I honestly didn't have no energy, no nothing. But I think the football player in me jumped up. But definitely one of the best interceptions I had in my career, honestly.
Better than your pick 6 last year?
Yeah. Because I think this pick was like a true believe moment. I believe that I can do it because in order to take that leap and just completely lay out for
it, was all hands too.
Yeah, I had to believe it. The pick 6 was a dumb mistake, and you got to capitalize off those.
If you'd have dropped that one, that'd have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. I think, but that was my easiest pick. I think this was one of my hardest ones that I came down with.
That's like one of them joints, like when you was a kid and you'll be like throwing the football off your bed or somebody diving on the bed, just like, oh, I'm gonna dive and catch a bit. That's really exactly how I look, because you fully laid out. Celebrations going crazy. We had the dice games going crazy. in Vegas.
Gamble in
I feel like
Vegas.
it basically just it made sense.
It made sense.
We talked about it in practice, like, hey, we get any turnovers, we're gonna have a little dice game on the ground. That was super fun.
But I think that's where it starts at. Like we believe in early in the week that plays like that gonna come to where we can go and celebrate in the end zone.
That's real.
'Cause the first 2 weeks we never talked about it. It was never like a thing like we gonna get turnovers. Like fellas, we gonna get it. We have to have something behind it. And I think just the belief of, like I was saying, just the belief of us coming together and knowing that we could be special and knowing that we could be special and celebrate it together. I think that's what's starting to happen. Just the belief of us.
Yeah, and belief in ourselves, but also in coach. Like we talk about Al Harris. Every single day he talk about we got to touch the ball. We got to touch the ball. It's like he say that every single day before practice. Hey, we got 3. We got to get 3. That's like our quota, getting 3 turnovers a day. And remember, the night before the game, Ben asked Al, "How many we gonna get tomorrow?" We gonna get 3. So we got 3 turnovers early, and then when you got the book, the 4th one, he was on the sideline like, I mean, KB, I gotta up the ante. Let's go get 2 more. Let's go get 2 more. But like that's like literally like the standard, just like how we feel about our group, that we can take the ball away. Really is limitless. You know what I mean? Like obviously, I think I've seen the stat. I think Jacksonville has a bunch of turnovers as well. But I truly think that we can get the number 1 by the end of the year. So obviously, you know, big win. 2-2 now, and I kind of talked about this with Tyson. Tyson was the last guest, and we were saying that, hey, the goal to go into this bye week is to get to 2-2, get to 500, get to the bye week, do a lot of self-scouting on ourselves, and obviously get some rest. And then obviously we got some pretty good games coming up next week. Obviously the next 5-6 games, we got a pretty good stretch where I really think that we can start creating some distance, really becoming not just I'm right now 2-2, we're an average team, but to become a good and great team. Get on the stretch run. Talk about your bye week plans. What do you plan on doing?
Plan on literally relaxing,
Yeah,
but still plan on getting it in, honestly. Like I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna enjoy my time with my family. I'm gonna travel back home.
Yeah, get away for a little bit.
See the Dukes, you know, see everybody, make sure everything's straight. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna get it in.
Yeah, for sure. We got it in today. So we ain't had no choice.
Ain't got no choice, but I'm definitely gonna get it in over these next 4 days because at the end of the day, I owe it to you guys to come out here and continue playing at a high level and continue being the CB1 we need right now. You know, Jalen out, so that means it's a bigger role for me. And you know, best thing I could do is step up to the plate and be a man for this team and be the teammate that y'all need me to be. So
nah, you're doing it at a high level right now, bro. And honestly, like the bye week's so early, it's kind of weird. Where like normally, if you got a late bye week, it's like you basically want to take the whole week off. Your body's so hurt. It's still so early, so it's like you want to mentally get away from the game for a little bit, take a little bit of rest, but you still don't want to just like fully just like chill, you know what I mean? So you still want to get a little bit of workouts in and stuff like that. So nah, it'd be good to go back home, see the fam, you know, check in on everything. So myself personally, man, I'm gonna be up here. My kids in school. We ain't about to be doing too much. I think we'll probably go to the city for like a day or 2, maybe go to dinner.
You tried Chicago Oyster House? It's like right there by
Oyster House.
Right there by.
Is that by our hotel?
Yeah.
Somebody, Big Bill, told me about that.
That's the one.
For real.
He drives down there. Like,
really?
Like after practice.
Just to go down?
Just to go.
It's no way, bro. Sit in traffic, get some oysters,
yeah,
bro?
Yeah, I promise you. Bro, I get the Rockefeller oysters.
Okay.
And I think they got like cheese on the top and that should be this shit.
Well, I mean, should Big Bill keep blowing up centers in the backfield, creating turnovers, bro? He can go to the Oyster House as many times as he wants to. Keep going there, for real.
It's right. I think it's right there by
it's by the Marriott Marquis. I've seen it, but I never just noticed. I never knew that anybody was going over. Like, it was just really good.
They do delivery, too. I get it delivered to the hotel all the time.
Bro, you can just walk right there, bro. You go it's literally like a 2-3 minute walk.
I give nice tips, like to the DoorDasher. I always get like $6-7.
You just trying to take care of people.
Yeah, I get $6-7 to the DoorDasher every time.
You a good.
They bring it fast though. They bring it fast.
You a good man. You a good. I don't even know why you do that because our hotel food. I mean, just being real,
it's actually
in the league, our hotel food.
It's great.
It's probably the best food. Like literally, like
cook it right in front of you.
A1 5-star restaurant quality food in the hotel. And it's normally like not like that everywhere. You know what I mean?
They cook it right in front of you.
So pasta, I definitely eat the hotel food. The hotel food is crazy.
Steak, whatever you need. Honestly, they got chicken wings. They got Thai food. They got it's all in different sets. They got all the junk food in the world. They got everything. So.
That's real.
But you know,
that's real.
I like to be different just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hey, so before we go to I'm gonna start getting to his background a little bit. Is there anything else you think we need to hit, or you think it's pretty good?
Yes, that's great.
All right, perfect.
Really good.
All right. So Reed, let's kind of rewind things a little bit. I kind of want to talk about, obviously a little bit of your upbringing, kind of how you got to this point. I was looking up your high school stats or whatever. You was the 38th ranked high school, I think, just athlete coming out. You was a 4-star corner.
I should have been a 5, but we ain't gonna.
Yeah, that 5 and 4-star would be like. Sometimes it'd be like how many camps some you went to. I don't know. 4 stars is good enough in my opinion. I was a 2-star, so if I could have had 2 more stars, I'd have been super happy. But you end up choosing going to Georgia. What was that recruitment process like? Like, what made you? Because you obviously from Florida. What made you go to Georgia versus staying in your home state from the jump?
Honestly, I think it was a standard, like the standard and the preaching of I'm gonna turn you into something that you want to be from Kirby Smart.
Gotcha.
Shout out to him. I didn't finish my career there, but I would say probably that's one of the coaches that I learned the most game from, like far as on the field and off the field, and probably as a mental check of who I need to be and what I need to hold myself to when I'm not around people. I feel like he installed that in me a lot. I definitely appreciate Coach Smart. But what made me go there was I felt like I needed a change. Like I felt like
kind of get out of the crib, get away from home.
Yeah, me going to Miami I basically went to Miami in high school because it was right up the street. So it's like I'm at every game, I'm at every practice.
Right.
I'm in the dorms. So it's like I felt like me going to a prestigious school like Georgia was going to allow me to chase the ultimate goal, which is making it to the NFL as best as possible. There was winning. Top SEC school, and I had an opportunity to come in and play.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was gonna be the best choice for me, and it ended up being the best choice for me. It just as I got there, it didn't work out. Like
it
that.
didn't work out. So I seen that you played, I think 24 games. You had 4 starts. So I had my producers do a little bit of research. Say you had some sleeping issues, bro.
Yeah.
What's some sleeping issues? What we talking about? What happened? What's going on? I gotta ask, bro. I
left the nest. For the first time. I'm the only boy. I got 4 sisters. I got a twin sister. Then another sister born on my birthday 3 years later. Then I got another set of twin sisters. Yeah.
So you had another sister born on your birthday. So you're not twins, but like y'all share the same. That's crazy.
Wow. So I left the nest. So when I left the nest, it was like all new. I'm in Athens. It's quiet. I'm used to sirens. I'm used to
you're a city guy.
Yeah, I'm used to the city. I'm used to the noise. I'm used to it feeling like 3 a.m. I'm used to everything. Days happen fast. I get to Athens, everything slowed completely down.
Culture shock.
Only thing I had was class and practice. When used to it, body tired. I'm missing home, homesick, and my first time actually staying away from the house, like it was just everything together. But I knew I could make it.
So it was like you couldn't get to sleep, or it was just like your sleep schedule was off of whack, like out of whack. Like what was it like?
It was like insomnia. Like it's like every time I'm asleep, I'm up, or it's like I just don't fall asleep.
Or just wake up in the middle of the night, can't go back to sleep.
I'm up.
No melatonin, no like.
I had melatonin. I had the strong doses and everything. I tried everything, but I think it was just. I had to accept it in myself that I came up here for a better goal for myself instead of thinking of what could be or damn, I should have stayed at Miami. It was just everything playing its part in one.
That's funny. He brought that up. I was like, I gotta ask him about the sleeping issues because that's the first time I've heard of that. But obviously, so that was after 2 years you transferred back to Miami. You transferred to Miami. So how was that like going back home, being around the family, or at least being closer to family? Like how was the transition from Georgia to Miami? And then obviously to the league. But how was that transition going to Miami?
It was hard because when I got back, I was like trying to be the savior, trying to make sure the family stay together, trying to make sure everybody come to a game, and I'm taking time out my day I ain't studying the plays and I'm shooting home. I'm trying to be the mediator. Everybody calling me with their problems. So I felt like it was hard at first, but going into my senior year, I realized that I have to make this shake.
Yeah, you got to lock in.
I have to make this shake no matter what problems going on around me or whatever I got going through, I have to make this shake. So that was probably the easiest part, is just realizing that I still got the end goal in mind. But when I first transferred back, it was hard, just trying to be the mediator, but also trying to be the college athlete, but also trying to be a big brother, trying to be a son, just trying to be everything in one instead of taking accountability in my actions on why I transferred back, which was to get drafted.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a lot, bro. Because I mean, I can definitely understand what you're saying when you talk about having family stuff, being so close to home. Like obviously, I went to high school in Georgia, got drafted to Tennessee. It's still like 3.5 hours away, but it's still close enough. But I always said that, it was like a blessing and a curse that I was close to home, but I was far enough away to where it's like family can still come, but it was still a little distant where they couldn't just pull up. You know what I mean?
You got to give me a notice.
Yeah,
you gotta give me
exactly.
A notice. See, Miami it was only 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right there. And then my high school from Miami was only 15. So it's like literally like just right up. I stayed here. My high school was here. Both of my high schools I went to was here, and then Miami was here. So it was like it was
almost too close.
Yeah, it was too close.
Yeah, it's like a lot of distractions.
You catch the train to my house, because I stayed right off the railroad, like the metro rail, so you could catch the train from where I'm from.
Right.
It literally drop you up right outside my apartment complex.
But that still got to be cool though, at least in some part of it. You know what I mean?
It just was draining. It just was draining. Like I was
trying to find that balance. You know what I mean?
Everybody was calling me with their problems. I'm like, I got my own problems,
bro.
Like,
so when I got traded to Philly, bro, that was like simply like a homecoming, going back home to Philly. But at the same time, it was like and obviously I'm a little older in my career at this point, but I had to make sure like I had so many family. Hey, pull up, homie, pull up to the hood. I'm like, listen, bro, I am at work.
Please.
Like I don't have time. Number one, I just learned the whole new playbook. Like I can't go see everybody. And if I would go see like a family member, I would tell them like, hey, I'm gonna come over, come see you. Do not tell nobody. I'm gonna come see you. I maybe bring some people to a game, but it was just one of those things where like I gotta lock in because like, especially I'm in the league now, so I actually gotta work, but it's not, everybody kind of look at that like, oh, I want to come see my family, which is everybody normally got good intentions.
It's fair.
But people don't realize like how much work and how much like time and dedication you gotta take to your craft that some people don't really realize, don't understand that.
Don't understand that. Like it take a lot. It really takes 75%.
No, it do.
And you got to get up and you got to spread the other 25 out amongst everything else. So
yeah, but so obviously you had a really good career in Miami, and the Bears. Well, first of all, you had a draft party?
Yeah, I had one. It wasn't really a draft. It was like a get together. But it turned into a draft party when people just start leaking the address.
Really? People leaking the address?
Yeah.
Was that like your folks' house, your family house?
No, that's why I ended up getting an Airbnb.
Okay.
But it was like...
It was supposed to be like a small gathering.
Yeah, and I ended up paying a lot for it.
Did you find out who leaked it? Was it like some family?
It was all of them. It was like all
everybody
of them. But it wasn't like a leak to like outside people. It was like a leak to the next family member, and the next family member leaked it. And then
at that point, it was over with.
Yeah, but everybody ended up coming on the first day, which was great.
Did you think you were going to go first round?
No.
Oh, so you knew it was like, okay.
Honestly, I was cool with going fourth or fifth. Because
really?
that was the narrative.
I'm saying, what was the range your agent was telling you? What was it like? You can go second, third, fourth, like
fourth to fifth. I'll post like he was saying,
really?
Like, yeah, he was like you read right now, honestly. And this is me coming out. He was like, you are projected as a fourth, fifth rounder, and some teams got you as a late draft pick.
Really? But how was your combine? You did pretty good at the combine?
Combine was great. I was running a 4.45, jumped to 37, 38.
Right. Drills was cool.
Drills were cool. I think I got drafted off my interviews.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, obviously I didn't go to the combine, but I remember when I was coming out, it was like, you probably is looking as early as like fifth, sixth, seventh, maybe undrafted. But once I did my pro day interviews, I started rising up. It wasn't one of those situations where it's like, by the time you got to the draft, your agent's like, hey, you rising up the boards or whatever?
That's really what it was.
Okay.
I think me going to the combine and interviewing with certain teams and having like the football intellect and being able to
get on the board and stuff like that.
Get on the board, break down cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, show you different ways to invert, showing you that I know what I'm doing and I take it serious, but also being able to tell my story and articulate it in a way where, if you ain't come from where I'm from, you could try to understand it as best as you can. So, and I think, and Pose, it's crazy because Pose told me the first thing I told him, because he asked me a very personal question. He was like, when you get drafted, I think he asked everybody, but he was like, when you get drafted, you bring your family. I'm like, nah. I'm like, honestly, I'm still wet concrete. I'm still trying to set the foundation. Because if I bring everybody on wet concrete and it's hard and everybody ankle stuck, nah, it ain't nobody else to build. I need walls. I need the roof. Matter of fact, I need it built before I even decide.
You told Pose that?
Yeah, I told Pose that.
That's
and when
tough.
He called me, he was like, He was like, we still pouring in that concrete. Don't let the foundation set yet.
Mm.
And then that's when everybody just behind me went to cheering. So I didn't hear nothing else he said after that.
That's dope. That's dope. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to steal that one. That's fire. I'm still wet concrete. I like that. That's fire. So I'm saying, did you meet with the Bears at the combine too?
No. I came here.
I'm saying, so you didn't meet him at the combine. You just met him here.
I met him here. I came here on a 30 visit. And it's crazy because I told my agent I had hope.
Yeah. Shout out John Hope,
Shout
man.
out Coach Hope. Love Coach Hope to the death. Love Coach Hope. But you know how he make it hard. And when I got here, he was already starting to like, I'm talking in the meeting. I don't care. You know, like I don't care. You know, just trying to just see how I was gonna respond to him and all that. And I called my agent like, I can't come here.
Oh wow.
I can't come here. And it's just based off the reaction with Hope. Like everybody else was good. HT was solid. Poles was solid. Ian, everybody, Erica, everybody was solid except Hope.
So you was like, I can't go to the Bears.
I cannot get coached by a coach like Coach Hope.
Oh man, that's funny.
And lo and behold, they trade up and draft me.
You talking about? You thought you was about to go 4th, 5th, and they traded up in the 2nd round. So I know that felt crazy. You know what I mean? Obviously it don't really matter as much now, but I mean that's a crazy draft change. Like you think you're going 4th versus like the money as far as in the 4th versus the 2nd. That's a big difference. I know that had to feel good for you and the fam and everything, and it was just like that's crazy.
It felt good because it was like a dream come true.
Yeah,
because
you know, just getting drafted period is like
it's a dream. Because it's crazy. My first number in football ever was 56.
Really?
Yeah, but I was a lineman, bro.
I was just about to say, what are you doing wearing 56,
I was a lineman, bro.
You was chubby,
like,
bro?
Yeah.
You chubby then?
Come on. I was chubby then.
We ain't gonna get into that, but yeah.
Yeah, my first position was like guard and center.
That's hilarious.
And
so you was in one of the little leagues where it's like you was too heavy to touch the ball, so they put you on the line.
I was always fast though, but I was always a little bit heavier than the next kid. So my first number was 56. I played linebacker, center, and right guard.
You know what's funny, bro? When you basically told your agent that you didn't want to come to the Bears, I had a similar story, bro. When I was I didn't go to the combine, so after my pro day, I took like 12 visits, a bunch of teams for like 2 weeks straight. A bunch of visits, bro. I'm just on the flight.
Crazy.
And then they winding down on you. It's like you eating steak, da-da-da. So I'm basically like, bro, I can't. So my last visit was in Miami, and my agent called me. He was like, hey, the Titans want to come work you. This is probably like a week and a half before the draft. The Titans want to come to MTSU and work you out. They just going to drive down. And I'm like, I told my agent, I'm like, bro, I've been eating crazy these past, I said, bro, I don't want to work. I said, at this point, you told me I'm rising up, like, I think I'm cool. Like, I don't think I need to do it. He's like, all right, I'll just tell him that. So then I remember like a few hours later, and I'm still at the Miami facility waiting to get on the flight to go back home. He's like, hey, like, I know you say you don't want to work out, whatever, but like, you know, they said basically the GM's going to be there, the head coach is going to be there.
Okay.
Dick LeBeau, defense coordinator, going to be there, DB coach, another scout. He said, I told him not to do too much, but he was like, bro, I think you need to take this workout. I said, all right, bro, whatever. Like, but at the time, I wasn't really thinking nothing. I'm just like, bro, if they don't know what they want me by now. But obviously, you know, they ended up drafting me 3rd round, which is cool.
That's a stress they
But it's just funny. But I'm just saying, just like one of those things where like you just thinking like, bro, I don't think this is going to work out. And then all of a sudden, you know, like I said, they traded up to get you. But obviously, you know, you get traded up. They traded up to get you 2nd round. You come in rookie year, lead all rookies in interceptions with 4. Balled out, like you said, then I signed here. I had kind of knew of you or about you. I didn't know a lot. Obviously, I knew Kyler already, Briss and Uno, but I was like, bro, they got a young rookie corner that I'm excited to be in his secondary with. Pop off the year against Tennessee, obviously my former team, catch a book, pick 6. And then obviously one of the main topics that happened last year,
oh my God,
which coming out of bye week, redemption game, Washington. Everybody talk about the Hail Mary. I don't necessarily want to talk about the play in particular, about what happened, the particulars of the scheme and all this other stuff. I kind of just want to talk about, for one, you know, because I remember after the game, obviously everybody's upset. We lost, get Hail Mary, whatever. And I remember being in the locker room, bro. You know, cause once you kind of get your clothes on and everything, you grab your phone, you just scrolling. And I see this video, bro, this Reek talking trash to the I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Oh, my God.
And obviously, after all the interviews, like, I remember we was getting on the bus. And I remember you looked at me, you said, you was like, bro, my bad, bro, I'm sorry. Like, you was really apologetic, even right after the game. Like, because obviously you knew, like, you was tripping, whatever it may be. Obviously, basically almost 365 days from that, like, how does that moment feel? Because I felt like since then, and it's just me speaking from, obviously I'm gonna let you speak, but I felt like ever since then, everybody has been trying to define you and your career from that one play. And I feel like I've seen from that point on till now that you've been purposeful and purposely making sure that that's not gonna define you as a play. You've been busting your behind this whole offseason. I mean, coming in the OTAs and training camp in shape, you've been locked in, and obviously you've been balling like crazy. Talk about just after a year of that, like, where are you as far as that play and how you definitely, I feel like you don't want that to define you. Like, how does that all come together now?
Honestly, like, it's shit still hurt. Because, like, at the end of the day, this is what we do for a living. And the last thing you want is some critics. You feel me? The last thing you want and what you do for your life and all that, like, this is us. And it still hurt, you know, just to see that people try to define that who I am off one play, one game out of the other 30 starts I done had. But at the end of the day, I got to take it. Honestly, I wear it because that's not who I am, but that's who I show who I am.
Right.
And actions speak louder than words. And like you were saying, only thing I could do from that point on is pretty much prove it to you guys. Because at the end of the day, I come in this building and I look in y'all face and y'all look in my face. And y'all have, I got I got trust in y'all, I got respect for y'all, I know y'all gonna do y'all job. Y'all got it for me. And honestly, I can't be, you know, naive and not be real with myself and like, nah, that shit, it kind of shook them boys up. Like, now it's like we gotta watch Reek, or I gotta make sure Reek this and that. And you know, honestly, so it's like I just been wearing it. And honestly, I don't even, when I hear people talk about it, I kind of get away from it. I see the video, I watch it, because at the end of the day, I want that to be a memory in my head of what not to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first time in my career I ever let the game be bigger than what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I make the game. I make the plays. I do this. The game don't do that. I do it. So the fact that I let the game get in my head, I'm talking to the stands, I'm this, I'm that. You know, every now and then you pop it and you wanna embrace the game and all that. But I think that right there was a selfish moment, and I think just karma. I think karma was the perfect example, perfect explanation I got for it, because I wasn't living right. I wasn't living right that day, that week, that mindset, whatever it was that week, it came back and bit me. And honestly, how I look at it now, I just want to stack good days after good days after good days, and that's what I really been focused on. Wearing it like a jacket. It is what it is. It ain't gonna never go away. It's teach tape, and all I can do is, when y'all show this to the next generation of what not to do, you go look at Tyrique Stevenson stats and be like, well, shit. After that all pro. You feel me? So
exactly.
Felt like, you know, I would say that's my second awakening of welcome to the NFL. The first one was bad, but the second one was I think the second one was just as much. I think it was good. I think I'm starting to believe that I'm happy and having that moment, because I think you know it. I would have never changed. I would have never changed, and we would have still been having the same conversations we had when you first got here, and you seeing the potential, and you seeing that I'm not trying to get to the ceiling. You seeing I'm cool with just scrubbing on the floor. So honestly, I wear it. It is what it is. But all I got to do is keep stacking days.
Yeah, and honestly, you've been stacking them for sure, and you just kind of talked about it, man. Ever since I got here, like, our lockers basically right next to each other, and we had conversations all the time. Like, I've always seen the crazy talent that you have. I always kind of joke about it. It was like, bro, you play corner, but you also play like a safety in the way that you tackle, your ball skills, all that, you know what I mean? And I definitely think that, you know, when I look at just everything about, right, if just last year or just your progression as a player, and like we've had these conversations, like, you can be one of the best corners in the league. I personally already think that you're playing like it right now, but you can be one of the best corners in the league. And we have conversations about family and life, and like, and I've always believed that the way that you connect with a player or you hold somebody accountable is you develop a relationship with them first. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want somebody to be sitting here criticizing you and talking to you about whatever, and you don't even feel like this person really care about you. Everything's like transactional, you know what I mean? But it's like, you develop a relationship with somebody, now you can actually talk about life. It's like, hey, Reek, like, you need to tighten up. Or, hey, Reek, like, bro, you balling, like, you really playing up to your potential. So, like I said, that's all I've seen from you, just being able to stack days. But I do want to ask, though, like, how was that feeling going? Because obviously we're going back to Washington. So are you, like, what's your feelings on that, as far as, like, are you excited, nervous? Is it gonna be emotional? Like, what do you think it's gonna be like when you get out there? Or are you just gonna be
I'm calm, bro.
business as usual? How you been these last few games?
These
You know what I mean?
last few games, I'm calm, bro. Because at the end of the day, like I was saying earlier, I make the moment. Like they gonna do their best job to have the cameras in my face. They gonna do the best job to the stories. I'm pretty sure when I get in there, they gonna play it on the big screen.
You think they are?
What? Come on. They finna go the whole 9. And the best thing I could do is be who I was these last few games for y'all boys. Go out there calm, cool, and collect, do my job. We celebrate after. We celebrate once we get the turnovers, next play. Do my job. After the game,
that's when we
I run to the internet, and after we beat them and all, I run to the internet.
Then we gonna pop it then. We gonna pop it then.
But I think that's what it is. I think the maturity and my mindset of entering these games, doing my job, and get in and out, I think that's the best thing I'm gonna do for this game is prepare this week, prepare all next week, go in there and just run the routes for them.
That's real. Get
my picks, get my interceptions. We celebrate in the end zone, come back to the sideline, get ready to go do it all over again. When the clock hit 4 zeros, we'll have a different conversation.
Absolutely. I love that because I personally, obviously, we lost the game last year, but we played those guys pretty good basically the whole game, and I feel like we let them off the hook. But that'll be a crazy redemption game. We get a pick. We're gonna talk about whatever the celebration we're gonna do this next week of practice. But yeah, it'll be a hell of a redemption game. I want to end this episode obviously on I feel like the most important that we can end on is that you just had a child this off season. You got your baby boy. Talk about the legacy that you want to leave for your son. First of all, how has the early stages, because he's what, 5 months?
5 months now.
5 months. How's the early stage 5 months parenthood been? And then after that, we talk about the legacy part.
It's been treacherous.
I'm already knowing, boy.
It's great. It's a great blessing, but it's treacherous. It's like as soon as you figure out how he moving and what he doing, he changed like this. Like yesterday, he rolled, and I'm excited. Like,
for the first time?
Yeah, for the first time he rolled. So it's like, damn, we gotta put him in the crib. It's like just all these next steps. So I feel like I definitely enjoy every second of it. Like I leave the building and rush home just to see him before we put him to bed. So I feel like that's added an external fire. Cause I got an internal one, but I like external one that he's looking. Like he's looking.
Wow.
And I gave him my name. So the best thing I could do with giving him my name is when people talk about our name, give it some respect.
Mean something.
You feel me? And that's all I want to leave for him is just, when he grow up and people come, oh, your dad Tyrique, oh, your dad Tyrique, oh, you Tyrique, you feel me? That's all I want for him. That's all I want for him. So I'm going to sacrifice myself and go do it. Like go be one of the best players to ever touch this field just so that he can have the room to where I done showed him what he needs to grow. I done showed him what he needs to do, and also giving him that confidence that this shit is actually capable. Like you're capable of doing it.
That's real.
Your pops did it. So
you can do anything you want to do.
Exactly. Just want to give him that open confidence instead of like from our situation, we got out the mud. Like
that's real.
We had to build it. So I just think like me being able to have it out there to where he could go grab it and be better for him. So honestly, that's. I don't care about the gold. I don't care about nothing. I just want to, whenever somebody talk about our name, it's respect behind it. It's respect behind the football players, respect behind the businessman. Whatever I'm doing, it's respect behind it.
No, I love that answer, bro. I love that answer. Babe, hey, man, it's a wrap on this episode of Intercepted. Appreciate you coming on, bro. It was a dope episode. And we'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate you having me.
Thanks for watching Intercepted. Make sure to stay glued to the recap for new episodes all season here on YouTube.